So I've taken off the bait bowl. Let's go with bait bowl. That sounds a lot better than stinky fluid holder. All right, so
Sounds like baseball. That's terrible.
let's get rid of the bait bowl. I've
Okay.
done that. We still have the whole one that's going to kind of look like at the end. So I've taken away the bait bowl, and I've marked my holes on my salad bowl. Now I'm going to get ready to put in the socket, or make the holes for the socket for our day and night sensor. So first, let's put on some eye protection. We won't need any ear protection on this first one because we're going to cut through plastic. Now I look all cool, and that's all that matters. Now let's go
I
ahead.
think I saw him in a Doomsday movie wearing that same outfit.
The Mad Max. Oh, I guess I should say we have one hole dead center. And
Okay.
that's where we want to put the sensor, and that's where we're going to put the hole through the.
Folks, I made this on a 3D printer, and it's upgraded from the other one I made that you saw in a previous episode. We'll show you in a minute how we upgraded it. That's where the sensor is going to go through the plastic. Okay, and there's a little hole in the middle of that, and it's a little bridge that the motor fits on, and made it a little better for, well, just look better, and it just went together centered. The other one was not centered.
Well, the big problem with the centering is that well, because we put those solid steel spokes for the weed whacker type activity, they're hitting the sides. No matter how we did it, either we'd have a dead spot or we'd hit the side. So we decided we were going to fix that by just paying a little more attention on centering. Now I'm going to just kind of see how.
Okay. Well, you might show them the spokes and everything on what we did there.
Alrighty.
On the old one, we had it with a L shape. And so on a 3D printer, I made this little round thing with two holes in it. And I made them the size or a little bit larger than the spokes. Then we took 2 screws and screwed down right beside them. And I also took a little piece of plastic and I put inside it just to make it tighter. And we haven't cut it off. We're just going to show you what we did. And then we took CA glue and put down in there on top of it. And we made a messy mess, but it doesn't matter. The bugs won't mind.
Bugs will complain right before they die.
I looked and looked and looked and could not find the deal that makes that set up. The spray can.
The setting spray?
Right, the setting spray. So you know what we found out?
What?
You can use bicarbonate of soda, just regular soda, and you can put water in it and just spray it on it, and it instantly sets.
I didn't know that, Dad. All right. So it looks really good. We got our sensor in. Now remember, this is going to still stick out whatever the thickness of the bottom of the bowl is. And we are not hitting those screws, which we were worried about. And we are not hitting the plate that's holding the motor.
Okay, the screws he's talking about hold the motor to that plate that goes across, the bench that goes across there. And we just screwed that, we had to take the screw out that was in it. It was too short, so we went to the Ace Hardware and bought a longer screw. I couldn't get one exact size, so I got one a little bigger. And then we've got a little nut on the end of it to tighten the motor down, and it's perfectly centered.
You might be saying where we got stuff from. We're not sponsored. We're not against it. All righty, I'd do that joke still. Let's pull these wires back out.
Folks, like we're still trying to tell the worst joke we've told. So if y'all find one that you really hate, just give us a note about it, and then we'll know it was an awful one.
All right.
We're looking for winners at this. Okay, folks, what I did here, we had in the previous episode, these were loose. So when I did the 3D printing, I just made them permanent on both sides so that when we put this in it, this fits in there perfectly, and then the bulb screw in it, and we have saved a step. Now, what are you doing now, Darren? Making a mess, I think.
Well, I was hoping. I was hoping that this would fit in there, but I don't believe she will. All right. So I'm thinking about how I'm holding the bowl while I'm going to cut that big hole in the bottom. And honestly, I think I'm just going to hold it down. I think anything else would cause it to bend or not sit square. And we spent all that time leveling and centering. But this one will be loud. So I'm going to put on some hearing protection. Alrighty. With the magic of editing, now I'm safe. What we want to do is anybody listening with headphones, you need to turn those way up. Get them as loud as you can. Okay, I'm kidding. You probably want to turn this down. Hold on just a sec. So,
Okay, folks, he got the hole cut.
well, I
changed-
think we have the difference between a metal cutter and a wood cutting hole saw. I kind of knew the problem. I just kind of hoped it would just work. And sometimes hoping isn't the right way to do stuff. All right, but we have a good hole here. While we're doing it, why don't we just go ahead and make all the holes? We got four for the bolting of the plate onto the bowl, and we have one for our cord. Let's do cord. Let me go ahead and put my ear protection back on. All right. Oh, I put it right here, so I wouldn't have to look for it. Let's see if I guessed right on my hole size here. I think I'm just a touch. I think I am just a touch tight. So let me go one level down on my step drill, and we should be good. All right, that went in just good. Just great. A little bit touch warm. Let's go ahead and since we're cutting and making all the noise, let's go ahead and set our 4 holes up here. And I found out I'm going to have to do it from the outside, so I don't have to use an extension or anything to drill it.
You know, leaves have feelings, Darren.
I did not know that.
Yeah, in the wintertime, they sit outside, just fall to winter, and they're cold. They sit there on the ground, and they want to get warm. Because I know they have feelings, because when you open the door, they come inside to warm up.
I did not know where that was going, but I figured it was somewhere like that. Alrighty.
And I'm a hunter, don't you? You remember that time I got my gun and went out and followed those tracks into that tunnel and shot a train?
Alrighty.
When I go swimming, I always worry about the lifeguards. None of them are ever wet. And you
They
know,
might not know how to swim.
well, and two, I don't think they're earning their living because they've never saved my life one time. I don't know. That looks like a bent drill to me.
Well, but I didn't bend the little salad bowl.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't hurt it. Is it bent?
It's bent.
We'll use a straight one this time.
Okay.
That's why you're having trouble drilling. You're using crooked
All right.
drills. That one goes straight. Well, that was for drilling around corners.
I guess.
That was a corner drill, folks. Little too much pressure.
Yeah. I'm just surprised.
Did you tell when I was swimming that time? I told you the other day, I think, that I went up there to the desk and I told them that the swimming pool was just too damp.
Yeah, they hardly ever control the humidity in there. Now, I know I'm pushing down on it, and I may be putting too much on it. There we go. A little surprised, yes.
I've only got one set of those, I think.
Well, good, because I'm going to blame it on the tools and not me. I don't know if that's justified. That's just what I'm going to do. All right, let me put the earmuffs where I need them here. All right, so we can mount the plate. It looks like we should mount the plate and start wiring. I think that's where we're at. All right, so let's.
Messing up or something? I don't.
Oh, mainly. All right, we're going to put these light fixtures, light holders, the lights in the in our solid bowl of death. Now, I'm starting to think. I know it's a dangerous.
It doesn't kill people, folks. It kills bugs. So it may be the solid bowl to death, but it's death for bugs, not people. And
Well,
don't eat
specify.
salad out. And don't eat salad out of it.
After we get through with it, they're not good for salad anymore.
It looks like it'd leak with that big hole in it.
All right, so that is on the third hole here.
You said he couldn't count, folks. He's counted to 3.
I have all that. I got all the way to 3. All right, so we put the lights in. Now I'm starting to wonder. Maybe we should do some wiring before. Well, let's see. No, I'll have to do it all inside. Let's go ahead and mount the plate onto the bowl. I think everything after that is like where we should start here. Let's get the plug up and out of here. We line up that one. It lines up that one. Let's lines up that one. Let's hope. All right. I'm going to start adding our bolts. The bolts can stick through. They're going to stick through the inside. There's going to be one head of the bolt and a washer on the outside of the bolt. So hopefully it'll look, we're trying to make it look good.
Always want to have a fly killer that's attractive to
You
flies.
don't want them complaining. I mean, you want to kill them.
They're so complaining, I think.
Those darn complaining flies. You always hear about.
If the manure is not just real fresh, they'll just complain,
They just
come back,
complain all the time.
make you
They're not even
try to put
trying.
out another load of it, I guess. Some of the things we build, somebody had said it's reminded them of
That's the
manure.
same. All right.
I don't think they use the word manure, actually.
No, I don't never heard any of that nice. No. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and increase the size of this 4 holes out here because after we snap that first drill, they're not big enough. But since we already have the hole in them, it should be all right, and it shouldn't be horrible. But I'm putting on my ear protection just in case.
What was it? You about 10 years old before you found out your name was Hey You? It wasn't Hey You?
I thought my name was Get Over Here. Or why are you messing with that?
I cleaned that up too.
Just a touch, just for our younger viewers here. All right, let's here. And I'm gonna try to do something smart. Don't tell nobody.
If it gets out, they'll think you have to do it all the time.
Oh my goodness, that'd be a hard precedence to keep up. I put that one in, and that one in. And then we're gonna look for something I note's here, because if we built anything, electrical tape has to be pretty close, or tape of any kind. Let me go over here. What we need is specialty. Yeah, okay, it's black tape, since that's the first one I found.
I noticed you took a careful look around there to make.
Oh, well, you have to get the right tape for this process. I mean, this is it. I mean, this is very important. You can't skip on this piece. I mean, this is, without this,
Flies would reject it.
I mean, they're just going to hate it. Actually, what I'm going to do is when I flip the bowl over, I want the bolts to stay where they're at. So I'm hoping, with a little bit of luck, I can make this work. You know what I didn't think about, Dad?
What's that?
Making sure that the holes are big enough in the plastic.
Plastic. Aha.
So
Was that a bulb?
nope. That'll be a mystery to solve.
I think I
I can't
figured.
tell you what happened.
I don't know what fell out,
I don't know.
but I suspect the other one fell out just now.
The problem is people didn't see, these are ceramic.
What happens to ceramic when you drop them from a high height?
Oh, they reorientate themselves.
I think the camera just ended for me to go get another one. Now, folks, this would
And
doesn't bounce either.
magic.
It's amazing how that ended up back in his hand.
And back together? Look at that. It didn't. It turned out it wasn't as badly broke as we thought because we had another one.
You know, it healed up. That's what it was, I
That's
think.
what we're going to go with. Is it the truth? That's what we're going to go with.
You sounded like a politician there for a minute. You know, it got warmer in here, all that hot air.
All that air blowing around?
Yeah, well, it was coming out of.
What? No, I meant almost every word.
You missed around almost every word. I heard that.
Yeah. I almost spoke every word, yeah. That's what I swear to did. All right.
I think a politician once told the truth and they fined him.
Well, it is a impeachable offense, I hear.
What happened?
Well, we don't have any problem with the sensor. The sensor's in its dead center. But you know what I should have done? Is matched up the cord hole before I put it down.
Yeah.
Magic of editing. I didn't make that mistake.
What mistake?
Right. All right.
What's
I'd
that
line up
song?
the whole-
Perfect in every way.
As long as there's plenty of editing and retakes, I get it right the first time.
He can swim across the pool if I edit it.
Like, jump on one side, then jump on the other. Oh, I was just so fast, didn't see me. All right.
Well, the problem was you weren't wet.
Didn't even- not even
You'd
get in
already
the water.
dried off. That's,
Well, it took so long for you to get to me. So fast. Okay, we got everything lining up nice. And we got these neat little connectors we're going to try to use this time. We're going to try to wire it up prettier and a little more professional. Not perfect, not professional. Just
this sounds like a hard time, like when we tried to go to Peggy Falls down at Broken Bow. Dad asked him, said, "Can we get to Peggy Falls?" And, yeah, you get down there. Well, busted oil pan later. We went in and talked to him again. Said, "Yeah, you can get down there with a good four-wheeler that's high off the ground."
You can get down there. No one said you could get back.
I've never seen Peggy Falls. I was wanting to see Peggy Falls, but
Ooh.
I only got part way.
At least I will have to tighten that up. That's okay. We can do that right now. Let me find a screwdriver. Or if I
At
can't
Broken
find
Bow,
one,
Oklahoma is where that was.
Peggy Falls, the legendary. It's
So
only
we,
legend 'cause
we
then when you get
talked
to it.
about that for a long time.
Uh-huh.
You remember Peggy Falls? Yeah. Never even saw anything but rocks in a road.
Ooh.
Never even saw the water.
All right. So
Those nuts on the bottom need to be
Okay.
held, probably. I didn't tighten them, did I?
all right.
Here fly, here bug, here mosquito. I'm trying to
All
get them used to it.
Let's grab.
Calling all bugs, calling all bugs. It's nearly getting closer.
It's so close, bugs are scared. They're like they're going in hibernation or something.
Winter will do that to you.
All right. So we got our plugs to put in.
Hey, that's not broken. Man, that is amazing how that thing healed up.
Magic.
You need to buy that brand next time, too.
The self-healing ceramics.
Yeah, self-healing ceramic.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these through.
You know, we've had a lot of products in these things that were self-healing, you know?
Yeah, like again, the magic of editing. Come on.
He hasn't said one bad word. I'm proud from him.
Magic of editing.
You know, when you hit your hand with a hammer, sometimes just ouch, just not quite enough.
It's not enough. You feel a little,
You know, darn a couple times maybe with the ouch.
well, maybe if it really hurts.
Or doggone. Yeah, that's a good one. I think that'll work.
Okay. Let's get this top pane up and out. We'll spin this guy around.
Have those wires been trained?
Not as yet, but we're going to try to get them tamed anyway. Then we have this. Now we have two light fixtures.
Folks, we are in love with 3D printing. That makes things so much neater. Can you build that out of a board and everything? Yes, you can. But with that, it just makes it so nice.
Well, so before we got the 3D printer, we did a lot of whittling and hoping. Now, a little less whittling, a little less hoping, and
Not any nail driving either. Hardly.
then just one more day. Like if we make a mistake on the plate, they take about what, 6 to 8 hours to make, which while you're not doing anything, it's not a big deal. But we have a lot of revisions.
Okay, is this where I brag on it? Is this the
No. We wait till it works.
Oh, I knew there was a catch to all this. It's got to work.
It's gotta work.
Now, we do have a prototype that works, folks. This isn't a prototype. This is making it look better.
Yeah, this is supposed to be better.
We didn't say
For
perfect.
better.
Perfect was not used. There was no mention of perfect.
Oh, as you can tell before by our choice of tools and other things, perfect.
But this time he's using both hands, so be aware of that.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Did your hand heal up, by the way?
Almost. That the used spa lid picker-upper deal got me.
You'll have to watch that episode, folks, where he tried to cut his finger off.
Oh, it was easy. It wasn't hard for me to do
But
that
that's
at all.
not what that deal's designed for, is it? To cut fingers off?
Off-label use on that one. It's pretty effective, though,
We
if
could
you ever
put
need
that
it.
for the suggestion to manufacturers.
If they need to do, if they need
So if
another
you've got
product,
an extra digit you don't want,
try the
digit
original
removal in addition to spot lifter.
spa lifter slash.
What are those?
These are handy dandy wire connector assortment, and it's with a lever type. So they kick up like this.
I very rarely use the non-lever type. I've never used these, folks.
We're gonna try.
I usually use the screw-on things, but this is something that's supposed to make it a bit easier. And since we're simple-minded, we need easier.
So we're gonna take these handy dandy cutter strippers here.
We're getting a lot of extra wire, looks like. We always end up with a lot of extra wire pieces too, I notice.
So there is our common. Let's make that about whole.
How many years have you studied this electricity?
Oh no, I'm all self-taught.
Weren't you on that, what was that guy that had bolts in his neck? Frankie Stein or something?
I
didn't know. Yeah, his head fell off because you borrowed one of the bolts, I remember.
You know what's funny? People seem to be shocked that I'm a bad electrician.
Is that why they call you Sparky? Just wondered.
It was called Sparky for a little bit.
I thought you were bright, but that bulb that when you got that idea it went over your head.
It's so bright, he calls me so.
It was only a 3-watt bulb that went over your head when you got that idea. You remember?
That one time I had the idea.
It wasn't a 100-watt bulb. It was only a 3-watt bulb. So the idea was only mediocre. So, but I hate to tell everybody out there that.
No, yeah, I'm sure you really hate telling everybody that.
Well, I try not to embarrass him.
What?
He's studying, see. He's, right now, he's, oh man, apprentice for trying to learn how to, trainee is what I use the term, for being an insurance agent. And not to be a son. He's got that. I went through diaper training, everything with him. He's fine on that. It's just, and that one guy asked me how long you've been in training, and I told him 3.5 years. He thought that was a bit. I told him another 10 years, you'll be fine.
I might actually catch on. All right. Okay, so let's see how I want to do this. I think I'm going to connect our common with another 3-prong wire connector. I'm going to put our hot and our common from this connector onto the connector with the motor. Oh, wait, I need also, and after I do that, I will have to put on another connector for our power cable going through our sensor so it'll turn on and off. If you could follow any of that, you're doing better than me.
Well, at least
I'm just wiring it.
I don't embarrass him when I make these deals.
Yeah, he really hates doing
I
that.
try to keep him, from getting embarrassed on it. And very
He tries
careful.
so hard.
Well,
I don't know an easier way to do it. When I'm wiring it, I always think we should wire it beforehand, but I don't know how we could do it, to be honest.
honesty has not been involved in this production.
Well, this honestly does work really well, or at least the prototype did.
The prototype, folks, was great. It's the best invention we've come up
It
with.
was really pretty impressive. I was really proud of it.
I think people will want this. I think we've got some relatives we may have to build some for.
All righty. We'll see.
You may want to go and get your other finger hurt, so you say, I can't work on it with a finger like this.
All right.
That's where I lose that thing. It looks just like
Looks
a
just
top,
like a spray can.
spray can top. I looked for 4 days and couldn't find it. And it was sitting right in front of me.
All right.
That turns it on at dark and off at daylight, or hopefully it remembers to do that.
Then one of the motors. We don't care. It's single phase. I don't think it'll matter which way it spins. Okay, put that on there. It doesn't matter what it spins. It shouldn't change it either way. I'm thinking a 3-phase motor. All right. So now our motor on one.
So, folks, he's always been going through phases. He really has.
That was actually kind of proud of that one. That was pretty good, Bob.
I heard groans out there in the audience.
It's bad that it's pre-recorded. We can already hear the groans. All right. So there's the motor. We're going to tie that to our common.
I told everybody there's been survivors to my jokes.
Few. All right. So here.
That one sick guy didn't count. I mean,
he was already almost there.
He had, yeah.
I mean, you have I don't know how success rate. All right. So we have them wired. Now we need the power, and we need to break the power with the switch.
Does that need the... Oh, never mind.
Yeah. All right. Kicking these out for right now. I'll need this black wire too. Now I'll need to bring in our cord.
Do you think they'll feel rejected sticking out of the bowl like that? The poor little things?
Well, that's another thing I need to do is make sure I get it all nice and tight when I'm done. All right, here's our cord. We thought ahead, and we were worried about all the power that's going to be over water. So we got GFI.
What could go wrong? Go wrong. Go wrong.
So we thought ahead, and we decided to make it a little bit safer.
What is that, by the way?
That is a ground fault interrupt. And that means less shocky. Hopefully.
Okay, folks, we don't want everybody thinking we do things right. I mean, that rumor get out of there, and no one would watch the channel then.
I mean,
Making fun of us is half the fun
of the show.
Yeah, we do something right. Nobody would want to see it.
I know somebody's already talking about that hole saw going, it's a woodcut hole saw. You know why? That's why it wasn't working.
Well, Harbor Freight didn't label them wood and metal, even though I knew it was wood teeth. But let anything like knowledge. I don't let knowledge interfere with what I'm doing.
What a good idea. All right. So now I need to shove that through.
It's just like facts getting away, of a good idea.
Yeah, don't let facts get in the way.
Just because you know it won't work,
There we go. That's going to be like that.
And truth gets away in the way of a good story too. You notice?
You don't want that.
Well, the part about the Mars thing in the garden, I mean, people started doubting it. I don't know why.
Hey, really? Come on.
Well, they didn't know how I got the water can up there.
It's multiple trips that I thought was kind of hard to believe.
Well, when I went to the fireworks stand, that's when they began to worry that wasn't quite the way you do that. I said, these are pretty powerful rockets.
All right, we're going to try.
I'd get up there and they'd be from these squash bugs on it on Mars waiting for it.
The bugs
I
already
told you me and squash bugs have problems.
You and squash bugs seem to be disagreeing.
I've said bad things even about their ancestry, and it didn't seem to offend them at all.
They didn't even mess up their appetite.
No,
did
their appetite, they're healthy. They're very healthy. The squash bugs around my place are the healthiest squash bugs anybody's ever seen. I just want you to know that. I feed them well.
Anybody knows a great way to get rid of them, let us know.
A lot of times with the squash, they got a little tired of it, so I planted cucumbers. They love them even better. So
Oh, good.
they didn't thank me or
You
anything.
diversified their.
Right. I gave them different things. Well, it's like taking vitamins for humans. You know, you
You wouldn't want them to get tired of
wouldn't want to
eating
get
their
tired of eating just one crop.
All right. Next time, little mental note, we put the chains on last. We put the holes in there. But maybe we put the chains on.
Well, you wouldn't have half the trouble. And what would I do to laugh then?
It wouldn't be half as funny. I
It
agree.
wouldn't be as funny. This was a comedy thing here.
It's for the views.
You notice everybody considers all our projects comedy.
Why is it under do-it-yourself and it's under humor?
Well, I've told everybody do it yourself, you know, when they ask me to do something.
You do it yourself?
Yeah.
All right. I am going to get creative. Always a dangerous statement.
All right, folks, here's the Mona Lisa. He's going to start it with his first paint stroke. See if she smiles when he finishes.
They'll be laughing. There we go. Okay, shouldn't be hitting anything.
Oh, that's a shame. Folks, he cut the metal, but not the plastic, so that's why we're doing that.
The alignment's just enough off that's not looking great.
Folks, I realize I haven't insulted him in what? A
Minute?
minute and a half? It's a new record. I go for records like that, you know.
Yeah.
Folks, he really does love me. I know he does. Wouldn't be anything I said that would cause anybody to believe it different.
All right. We have that. Now I need the magic of editing to read the instructions.
Now that's getting bad. You have to go to that part.
Well, I want to look and see which one's my...
Hey, you know, we could sell this thing. We just have to find a Japanese, no, not a Japanese, a Chinese label to put on it. And then it would sell like hotcakes.
Foreign labor. All right. Okay. So...
Is the term sparky come to mind again?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if I'm smart enough to try something.
Are you going to touch your wire to your tongue again like that one time?
Well, how else do you know it's going to work? All right. I'm doing a change mainly just to give me more room. I'm going to shove these farther in, I hope.
Okay, folks, this is my cat. My wife named this cat Elvis, and it thinks it's a dog. It takes verbal commands. I tell it to get off the bed or get off of something, it does. And it has its own doggy door and doesn't present itself except at night. Sometimes he'll come in and he'll maybe present me with a mouse to show that he's working.
I want enough wire in here so I can wire it up easily. And then I'm going to try to pull it back out. You may have to make the hole bigger and use a larger...
I've heard of hard wiring thing. That's called easy wiring.
I haven't ran any easy wiring really at all yet.
You know these technical terms, folks.
I hate talking over everybody's head.
He was hard wiring it, but now he's going
I
to...
want to try to make it easy.
there's any electricians out there, should I ask them about?
Oh no, they're going to be loving this. They're like, oh, this is perfect. No one could do better, they'll say.
Well, is it the laughing and pointing that bothers you?
I'm used to it. I'm used to it. All right, let's see something here. Well, there we go. There we go. There I go. I think it'd be the
It
same.
must be working. You use the same word over and over again.
Oh yeah, that's how you can tell. That's backwards. I know it's backwards, but I'm just gonna piece of plastic out.
And why are you doing that?
That's gonna help me. The the strainer leaf cord connector is getting stuck on the outside of the jacket of the cable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it through so it gives me more wire inside. In fact, I may not even hook this up with it, just shove the wires through it, and just hook it up in a minute.
I'm glad I put those chains on there.
The chains, like I said, maybe next time let's change. All right, so we're gonna put in, this is our main power coming in. So let's go ahead and introduce it to this one. How you going?
They've not bet before.
They're new. All right, so there's our incoming power.
You just pull that up and then put the wire in there and clamp it down.
Uh-huh. Okay. So now we have power going through here. Now we need a wire from here. No. This red wire should now go into our black wire here.
See how simple this is, folks?
Piece of cake. We're good on that. Now we need our common. Goes to there. So I need the white wire.
I like those little snaps. These are
Really neat. Really handy. They say they have the same pulling power as a wire nut.
I was watching a YouTube channel on it.
Uh-huh.
They said it would hold 27 pounds of pull. And they showed the test, and I believe it. They worried about those little things lifting up,
Mm-hmm.
and they hold 22 pounds with it lifted up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I said, okay, I'm going to use those. Here came Amazon. It jumped in my cart.
A lot of stuff does.
Yeah, it does. You know, the Harbor Freight story. I keep telling about jumping out of those shelves.
Jump in there.
I've complained to management, but they don't even seem to listen. Too busy putting their kids through college for me buying from
It's
them.
thanking you.
Well, that one guy's got a law degree, I think, from the kid from when I started trading with Harbor Freight.
Oh, yeah.
They keep building stores nearby me.
I moved out to rural Yukon, and then we got a new one. All right, power. Okay.
They found you were related to me. That's what it is.
Most likely. Now we just need a wire from there to there. We already have it. So let's go ahead and let's start with our motor common.
The cat looks like he's not paying attention to what you're showing him.
You know, I've tried to teach that cat how to be an electrician.
You know that's the dumbest cat. I played checker with it, and I beat it 2 out of 3 times.
I was gonna say 2 out of 3.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him. Just not very smart.
Yeah. All right, this common should be here. Let's turn this lever. Let's twist our wire, which I should have already done. so you don't give anything a haircut.
Yeah, we was going to play Monopoly, but he wanted the shoe, and I wasn't going to let that
Oh,
happen.
you the shoe.
I mean, I was telling him
He's just. I mean, come on. He has
it's hard to get these cats trained, you know?
All righty.
You might hook it to one of these.
That was my goal.
Ah, he's thinking.
Every now and
I
then.
saw the smoke, and I knew right away there was thoughts coming through that head. Is this what you? No.
Yeah, but no. I will need that in a second.
And that, what he's doing, folks, he's going to ground it to the metal
Because the
salad bowl.
it's been bad, so it needs to get grounded.
He won't even give it a cell phone.
I
It's
mean,
terrible.
how will it learn?
Had to stay in its room for
How will
a
it learn?
poor little salad bowl. Mistreated.
Mistreated salad
Probably
bowl
won't
is
even
dead.
give it lettuce. Let us entertain you.
I'm about to say, I'll just throw horrible smelling stuff on it.
Put flies in it. He'll be disappointed too. Could take the bulb out, I guess. Folks, there are more bad jokes coming. We warn you in advance. This is a notification that everybody should know. Bad jokes are in this video.
And not like in
And
bad
not-
humor, just
and they're-
bad jokes.
They're bad jokes. Darren is the one that tells all of them, but I occasionally will tell a joke or two. You got to watch it when you walk into a room. You just yell out, "Quit that promiscuous jocularity." You got to be formal
Don't
when
get
you say.
banned off YouTube.
You got to be formal when you say that stuff. You know,
Yeah, you wouldn't want to.
you wouldn't don't just go in there and yell or anything. You got to act dignified. I've got it on.
Okay.
Okay, folks, you're going to try and see if it works before we put it together here. Made a popping noise. There you go.
All right. And the witch's kettle. It always works there. And it'll blow, throw powder in it, it'll blow it up.
It was vibrating. Now it's quick.
It's pretty good.
All right. Folks, we're going to use some CA glue and try to put that back in. We're having a little bit of trouble with it because he broke it.
I did too.
Okay. And he's going to use some CA glue and put that in there. There's some activator.
There we go. With the magic of editing, it'll look all smart here in a second. Well, maybe not. Maybe you won't. You'll just see it.
This is called a mistake, folks.
It's a chance to learn. Let's say, why not?
You know, he learns a lot that
I
way.
do a lot of learning this.
Don't do the other side before you put it on, both sides.
I got both on.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna.
And spray it with that activator. Should do it instantly. It's acid, folks, and if you use something alkali against it, it will set up.
Is that why that calcium carbonate works?
I figured it out. And should be set. Let's see if it is. It sets instantly.
Clamp came off. That was a good sign.
Okay. You want to run a bead around it just to be sure.
Sure. Let's go around here.
That works. That activator makes a difference.
Okay. What I learned today was that we need to check the thread size through the hole. What happened is I used a screw that was just a little wider at the bottom than this could take. I actually broke it with the screw. I didn't even think about it. All right, everybody hold their breath. We're going to spray the activator. It is activated.
Darren is going to try to test it with our famous tester up here. He built this specially for doing this bug thing, he told me, but kind of looks like a garage door to me.
Well, to the untrained eye, it might look like it's just a normal garage door. But to a trained eye, it would look like a garage door.
Folks, I just want to know how he trains all these eyes. I've never understood that.
You can have a private eye. That was kind of bad.
I've heard of them.
All right. Now,
you don't want to be in the public.
I'm not going to spend the time just for the prototype. It's not a prototype. It's a nicer, prettier one, granted. But I want to blame Dad for putting the chains on first. I'm blaming anybody but me. I don't want to take it back off and make the chains level. They should be. They can be. They're just, because we spun them all the way around like so many times, they're just not. They're just not. They're just not. So what we're going to do,
the word of the day is they're not, folks.
They're not square. All right. What we can do, what we did last time, is have a little heart attack when it doesn't work. And it won't work.
Because it
won't work.
Because there's light in here. And we need a cup.
So you take your official.
Is that the official?
Dumb inventions you can make, sponsored cup with no brand name. Okay, can't do that. Do all that wiggling around, and because we're still, we're not prototyping as yet, but we are still working on stuff here.
I've got it back on here.
All right. We had some stuff a little loose. Again, sponsored cup. Okay, it's a lot better. I thought we were a little off balance, but I think we've got that fixed.
Okay, folks, this motor goes at 3,200 RPM. The one we built before ran at 1,600 RPM, I believe it was. So this is twice as fast, nearly. And we just, because the motor was less expensive, we're trying to use this motor. And it goes into a bathroom ceiling fan for a bathroom is what it's for.
No, bathroom vent, right?
Bathroom vent. So we think it ought to be powerful enough to do it, and it was less money than the other one.
And
it shuts off at daylight.
It shuts it.
See? All right, folks, what he's going to try to do, this is a bowl that we had in the range fly killer. And what it is, we're not using a netting, we're just using a bowl. We're going to put stinky stuff in it to attract flies. So the one he's going to get won't have the daylight dark thing on it. It'll run 24 hours a day, and it'll get flies in the daytime, and it'll get bugs at night. Now, we tried synthetic odors, but they don't work.
So you have to no luck with anything that's not, the real thing.
We tried Coca-Cola. We tried cantaloupe scent. We tried bacon scent. They didn't even pay any attention to it at all. Need to unplug it, I guess, because it's dark enough for it to come on. That's weird. Came on, folks, because we're in a garage and there's not enough light on it.
I would have thought it was enough, but
the other one was more sensitive, I think, than this one was.
You know how those sensors are, so sensitive.
Folks, that is 2 salad bowls and a little bit of work with a 3D printer, but you could do it out of wood. But those bicycle spokes make the pressure across there that holds that perfectly straight. And the bicycle spokes up in here that we use makes it to where it doesn't flop around.
We tried to use the stuff off of a weed killer, the a plastic threaded one, but no matter what we did, it always seemed to whack something in there. And if we fixed it where it didn't hit anything, it didn't cover almost any of the bowl.
I have only one suggestion, Darren, is the bicycle spokes probably don't need to hit that wiring inside.
What?
That's just a
I
thought.
thought that was like an extra ground.
Well, just a thought. Might prevent it from hitting those. And what he's doing, folks, is he's tightening the bicycle spokes. They've got the deal on them just like bicycle spokes do, because that's what they are. And you just tighten it up, and it makes it tenser and tenser and tenser. Would you like a pair of pliers, or you got that point?
Oh, I'm fine. Just gonna try to get a little tighter each time.
Hope it doesn't want to go riding or something, being those spokes in there.
Spokes. How many good bicycles have to die to kill bugs?
Well, that bike gave its life for bug killing. There's going to be a massacre when we set it out. That's an official word, massacre.
Massacre.
Is it tied?
She.
All right.
Is. All right. Now I'm on to.
This is the test.
I'm going to look again and make sure nothing's going to whack. All righty.
We're going to test it again.
Oh, it went out.
That
really messed with us the first time.
Takes for a minute for the light thing to come back on.
And I will probably go ahead and put our cup on there. Did I move the cup? Oh, that is horrible of me.
The cup was empty, but I've got it here.
There we go.
Always have. Hey, it came on.
It's not hitting anything. I think we do need. That's not that. I think we need to tighten up the motor a touch, but beyond that, I say that is a better version of the Ranch Fly Killer.
Folks, it does.
Prettier. The cup makes it. The cup. We may have to just keep the cup on it. It's just too good looking. No, I think it's going to be a lot better, a lot more efficient, and a lot of bugs are going to unalive. I really like it.
I think we ought to put a bug counter on it, so when it kills them, it count them, so we don't have any. Have a little clicker.
There's any room between the bowl and the whacking with the spinning spokes. I think it's a pretty good model, Pop.
All right, folks. That's our new best invention we can come up with.